So it's been a busy week for me.
I mean, I don't know.
You've done nothing.
That's not true.
I'm just joking. You've done lots of things. You know what? Let's just cue the intro. Hello guys, it's Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back at it again with another video. I'm just joking.
Why do you always say video? It's not a video.
I know, like...
There's no video.
I know there's no video, but like, you know... Maybe.
It's not a video.
Hopefully.
Someday.
Probably not.
Sometime in the future.
Maybe.
We'll see. So why you been so busy this week?
I've been busy because I started school. Online. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're back at school this entire
You were about
week.
to be like, he's back at it again.
No, he's back at school.
Yeah. This is like, I don't know.
So you officially finished your first week.
Yes, I officially finished my first week.
We're actually recording this. So if you're listening to this today, I mean, if you're listening to this on the day it was released, then you're listening it to the same day we recorded.
Yes. Just look at the date. Like,
I
honestly,
mean, unless of course you're not listening to this.
If there's an episode,
then we're not recording.
What?
Current. You know what?
You're just confusing the audience.
Just explain how your week was.
Okay. So I woke up.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I didn't ask for a detail.
No, I'm giving you exactly what I did every day.
No.
This is exactly what I did every day.
No. I want to know how school is going. Just how like the whole online thing.
The whole online thing. Well, you see, I started class. Okay.
Great.
Early morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I love how you said no detail, and I started early morning class.
I just want you to explain how it's going. Like I don't need like the details.
Okay, well it's going well. It's going good. It's going okay. A little bit of glitches here and there. You know, my teacher's face like distorts and it looks like she has a broken face, but like it's okay.
So technical issues is a big thing.
It's a big thing, real big thing. It's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie.
All of a sudden you guys will be in the lecture and
all of a sudden there's like a lecture and all of a sudden just like 5 students just disappear. Or they have Wi-Fi connection problems, and then the teacher will stop in their way entirely.
I see. For
these students.
Okay, so
which I would be grateful for if I was in that kind of spot.
But you don't have that problem.
Yeah, because we got high speed Wi-Fi.
No, it's not about. It's because also
high speed.
You're like in the middle of a city.
That too. If
you didn't have good Wi-Fi, then what's the point?
I mean, like most of everybody lives in the city.
Okay, but I'm sure there's a few people who are outside of the city who.
They're outside of the city.
And then, like, what is it? Like, one of the things, too...
A bunch of farm kids? Just joking.
No, there's also... They were saying how one of the biggest issues currently with the internet, especially with doing online classes, is some kids are, like, really, really far out.
Yeah. No, actually, fun story. I'm not going to say no names or nothing, of course. But, the first day of my math class, okay?
Did you jump into the chat and tell everybody about your podcast?
No. But the first day, we're like, I'm like staring at the chat, okay? Yeah. And then there's a kid, just out of the blue, says, "Miss, I think I might have a little bit of a problem." And my follow-up question is, what problem could you possibly have? We literally just started the call. And he starts his sentence with, "I'm in Africa."
Oh, that's a big problem.
And my teacher holds the laughter back. Like, you can almost see a little smirk, but she's kind of serious, so you don't really see it. But, like... Africa? Like, he's like, yeah, so I won't be back until like mid-October. It's just like, but kind of because of the time difference, like, it's like 3 p.m. here. So like, I'm getting ready to go eat dinner. He's like, so I might not be here like every class. Mm-hmm. And the teacher's just like, what is the teacher supposed to do? What's the point of telling?
So why is he in Africa?
I know, like, he's probably visiting family, of course.
Okay, so for starters...
How long has he been in Africa?
Yeah, he's been in Africa for, like, 8 months now.
Yeah, I know, he's like, a citizen. Like, if he was born in Canada, and he's a citizen at this point.
Like, it's just, it's a whole thing. I know, we knew people who... were stuck there for in another country for like 5-6 months. Yeah, they just recently. I think it's been like 3 weeks now that they got back. Yeah, but like the logistics of getting back has been the biggest struggle because So
see, because like
the biggest issue is like you have to self-isolate for 14 days before the flight. So you have
that shouldn't be a problem for a teenager.
No, I know, but you have to self-isolate for 14 days, right? Yeah. In that country.
Yes.
And then you have to get on the plane and then self-isolate
and
again.
And if you have connecting flights, well,
I know it's just so it's overcomplicated. The other issue too is like now that you're back, it's like you have to self-isolate. So like essentially you're spending half a month just self-isolating. No, you're spending a whole month isolating.
You'd think the least of his worries would be, oh, I got a hand in this assignment. His worry should be like, how do I get back to Canada? That should be his main problem. But he's like, nah, miss, it's like 3 p.m. This might be a little bit of a problem.
So wait, at 9 a.m. is 3 p.m. there?
No, it's 3 p.m. Yeah, at 9 p.m. is 3 p.m. there.
At 9 a.m. it's 3 p.m. Because you said at 9 p.m. it's 3 p.m.
Yeah. At 9.
So it's a 5-hour time difference.
Yes.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Or 6 hours. It's almost 6 hours.
See, and our classes are like 2 hours. Right? And he's with a bunch of cousins and yelling people.
So, like, in my case, like...
Because as soon as he turned on his microphone, you just heard a bunch of screaming, and I'm like, there's kids there, definitely kids.
See, like,
there.
I never had to go through this, which is nice.
Yeah.
Also, like, we don't have, like... I remember how... I remember when you would have to travel, things were so more complicated. Like, you'd have to, like, tell your teacher... explain to them what was going on, and you'd have to talk to all your teachers. I
couldn't leave the country and still do school.
I know now you can, but what I'm trying to explain is like back in the day you couldn't do. You had to tell people, and they would give you work while you were gone. And you're like, no, you don't understand.
I could honestly go sit in
going on a vacation, and they're like, no, here's your homework for the month, and you're like, well, why the month? I'm only going for 2 weeks. Yeah. Bye. But they're like, no, here's some homework. I don't want you to fall behind. And you're like, fall behind? I'm trying to get away from you.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody left the country. And the teacher was just like, so here's 4 weeks of school. Mm-hmm. And just like handed him a large file. And he's like, miss, I'm only gone for like a week and like a half.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, but I want to make sure in case we move forward. And he's just like, miss, we're like a day behind. And she's just like, but just in case. And my thoughts were like, come on, lady, we're like behind, get cracking.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like I remember, especially there was a time when I remember actually in elementary school, this happened where in grade 8, the last 3 weeks of school, we basically just went to school to hang out. Because we had covered all the material we had to learn that year.
Honestly, I felt like that every year.
And then we just we were just hanging out the last 3 weeks. And I even got to a point where our teacher's like, yo guys, let's have a board game day. It's like, you'll bring board games, let's just play board games all day. Yeah. And then like there was a day where we're like, let's do a movie day. We just watched movies all day in class. Honestly, like this is unbelievable. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we should just, if we're not doing it, why are we here? But it was so funny.
Well, you see, because of my like disability, like I was like put in a separate class for grade 6 and grade 7.
Yeah.
So when I was in those classes, like I'd go into like, because I'd also go with the kids who didn't have like an IEP. If you don't know what that is, it's an individual education plan. But
it's what Canada does for
Canada does for people who have like learning disabilities.
Yeah.
So when I'm in my learning disabilities class, I'm like working hard, and you know what I found? I found that a normal class was harder. I mean, easier. Like they weren't doing nothing. I felt like I was doing more in my class, in this class, than I was like there.
Yeah,
it was so weird. Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's interesting how. Like, I guess it depends on the teacher too. Like, because some teachers like make you do things over and over and over.
Yeah.
To make sure you get it, but other teachers, they teach it, you got it, you move on.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know. I just found when I went with, like, I don't want to say normal kids.
Why don't you want to say normal kids?
Because it sounds weird.
Because they weren't.
Am I not a normal kid?
I mean, I guess by definition, but
exactly.
I mean,
so like,
I mean,
I would be putting myself in a category if I did that.
No, I mean,
which I technically am in a category. We just kind of ignore it. We kind of go around the bush.
But I mean, you look normal, you talk normal, you sound normal.
My brain is broken,
but your brain has a little hiccup.
If you listen back to the episodes of the podcast, you could question my insanity.
There's an episode,
like, not even that far back.
I think it's an episode with Jimbo where we get real deep into our disabilities.
Yeah, it is.
We like, and he just sat there listening to us rant
like, wow,
about
you guys are broken.
Well, after the podcast, he was like, "How do you guys even function?
Like, how do you guys make it through school?" He's like, "It'd be so hard for me.
How do you guys do this?"
He's like, if at this point I'd be like lazy,
stuff like that. But I think it's interesting how we go. Like, it's not about the fact that, like, I mean, I get that you're trying not to categorize yourself. But at the same time,
I'm totally in a category.
Yeah, it's like...
I literally just said that.
I know, but I don't know why we're all about, like, don't discriminate. Like, you know, like, don't put us...
Don't be discriminatory.
Yeah, towards
other people.
I know.
And I'm just like, I'm in a category. You're in a... Literally, race is like a big thing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Don't even start that.
And that's like people talking about, like, if we didn't have racism, we just wouldn't talk about it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it wouldn't be an issue. Yeah. But no, we have to be like, you know, don't discriminate against these people, you know. But, like, why are you calling them these people if you're not trying to discriminate?
I suppose, but you have to keep in mind that, like,
you still have to, like, you feel the need to defend, but, like, at the same time you're, like, not defending because, like, you're saying they're in the category, but, like, you know,
it's a very challenging position.
It's a really challenging position.
But I mean, for, like, in my case, it's I've always been, like, in a category. Because
yes, you're in the Latino category. Yeah. Therefore, the podcast... See, if we just eliminated categories, this name of the podcast would just be, like, Two Brothers.
Which is already dated.
I know, which is, like, really cool, but, like, you know, I thought about it for a second. Like, can we steal this? Is this a thing?
Like, what is it? And now, what is it? I think it's funny how we actually came up with that title, and we got it. It was like, I no one took it. It's ours.
I know, it's crazy.
No, but still, I think it's funny how... we were able, like, I get the whole categories thing, I get that, but you still have to acknowledge it, right? At the end of the day, it's how everything's done. It's like they do studies where they break you down even more.
I know, like, it's crazy.
Like what is it? Like there's a
like they even break down sleeping.
Yeah,
like down to the sleeping patterns.
Well,
you're like, you're this kind of category.
No, it's like with mental health stuff. Mental health stuff is insane.
Oh yeah,
there's just like when I was in school, I had to study this book called the DSM-5, which is the book that they use to diagnose certain disorders and all. That book, yo man, even a normal person go through that book
and feel so abnormal.
No, you walk out with like 4. You're like, oh man, I need to work on my, like, if you like think you're not depressed or like you don't have any type of like anxiety and you're like an okay person. Go through the DSM-5, and you're going to come out with something. You're
going to be like, I have this. You know what? I think I am the book. They're writing about me.
Yeah, but it's more or less just... I remember our teacher was like, guys, when you read it with an open mind. Just because you...
Imagine, like, all those closed-minded people.
Well, no, because we're going through this book, like, right?
Just imagine.
Okay, look, so we're going through this book, right? But at the same time, you're, like, trying not to... fall into like placing yourself in a category, because odds are if you don't read with that kind of, like, if you just read it casually, like, oh, you're gonna be like, oh man, like, I'm in the, like, I fall in this category, like, why am I even I need to go get help.
Yeah.
But there are like, what was it, she was telling us how she suffers of a lot of depression and anxiety on her like on her side. She's like, and when I go through the book, she's like, I've read the whole book. As soon as it came out, she's like, I didn't like the book. We're like, why? I came out with 5. With the 4th book, I only had 6. No, she's like, on top of, like, she's like, I only had 6, like, with, like, the depression and anxiety with the 4th version. But the 5th version, she's like, I got, like...
people, because you already lost me.
Okay, so, I'm going to explain. I got confused. Okay, so... she's like, confused. So, okay, so she has anxiety and depression. Okay, so those are 2 that you can already classify, right?
Yeah.
But she's like, with the DSM-5, she walks out with 6 on top of the 2 she already has.
Okay, there you go.
And then with DSM-4, she only had 5. So there's like an extra one, she's like, that I honestly don't think shouldn't be on that list. Yeah. She's like, there's like 2 extra.
It's a category that's still there in case, like...
I mean, I get that, but she's
what
like...
What if you just have that one specific thing a lot, you know, like excessively, you know, like it's pouring out of you? You need some help with that. Therefore, we have a category.
She had a really interesting class, and then she brought in this guy who had, like, he had schizophrenia, and he was explaining, like, the whole voice thing, and, like it was just, like, it was a lot, and like in a very like open format to ask a person like that questions.
Yeah,
is very bizarre because
he's open to
he's open to talk about it, but then at the same time when someone asks him, are you listening to voices? He goes, this entire time. Yeah. And you're just like, how are you how do you not listen to them? And he goes, well, he's like, you have to learn to, he's like, and with certain medications, and he's like, I've been on like so many medications. He's like, and some of them worked, some of them didn't work.
So he's running medicated.
Yeah, no, but he was saying how some of them don't, like, some of them work for a while and then they don't work anymore.
So they have like time.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm always constantly changing or trying new or trying new things.
It's just if somebody comes out with new stuff, I already got it.
And he was telling us how this really neat trick, which I found super interesting and bizarre, was how he was saying that when he sleeps at night, he sometimes he can't because the voices don't stop talking. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, how do you
basically get insomnia because of it?
Because you can't sleep. And then he says that a psychologist told him to wear earplugs.
That's so psyche.
Right? She's like, wear earplugs. And then he's like, so he tried it, and he's like, and now I sleep. And we're all like, wait. So you mean to tell us that the internal voices in your head stop talking because you're wearing earplugs? He goes, yeah. And we're all like, how does this even work?
This all has logic.
Right? Like, because it's all like in the head, right?
You see, I would just think, that wouldn't work with me. That totally wouldn't work. My voices would get louder because I know they're stuck in there. Right? It's not coming out of my brain. No, it's stuck in there.
I know, but like these like illogical things, like they actually, some of them work, right? Yeah. And he was saying how like there's all these like little things, and how he goes like to this.
It's like psyche tricks to like trick the brain into thinking.
And he was saying how he often goes to like group therapy sessions, and how like in the group therapy he's like it's really bizarre because he's like, keep in mind, he's like, there's like 10 people in the room, but there are like at any given point in time there are like 40 voices going on, or like 40 voices.
So it's like walking into a full cafeteria.
Yeah, he's like, well, no, because he's like, and the other thing too, he was saying that like that was like, because in everyone's head, right? Yeah. He's like, some people have multiple voices. Yeah. Like it's not like just one voice, it's multiple voices. Yeah. And he was saying that one of his best friends is also in the group, hears like a lady's voice and a man's voice. Yeah. So he hears two different voices at any given point in time. Yeah. And we're like, that's like, whoa, And he says like, at first he thought he was going, like, he's like, at first he's like, you instantly think you're going crazy because you hear someone shouting your name, but you're walking around and like, he's like, you're walking around in public when this happens to you. He's like,
and you just turn around.
Yeah. He's like, the first time it happens, you instantly, like, you don't click.
Yeah,
because
you just like, think somebody legitimately,
like someone saw you who knows you, and you're like, where did it come from? Then you spend the next 5 minutes confused because it stopped. Yeah, and he's like, then you walk a little bit more, and then it happens again, and then you're like, okay, what's going on? You like get paranoid,
and then it click.
Well, no, the other thing too is like he says, well, his story is really interesting because he's a social worker, or he was a social worker before he got this, so. Yeah. He's like, after like a couple, you click and you go, oh, wait a minute, I gotta go see a doctor. after the paranoia, after I was losing my mind, he's like, I finally clicked in my head, I gotta go see somebody. And then he's like trying to manage and all that stuff, and I was like, that's nuts. Like, how do you living like that must be such a struggle. Like, and and I can't read, but nothing even close, right? Nothing accounts to that. And other people like, and he was saying how the biggest problem with mental health, and the reason it's hard to talk about is because it's something you can't physically see. Yeah. Like, it doesn't affect you in a physics. Like, it's not like, it's not like you got shot. Mm-hmm. He's like, it's not.
It's something that you have to understand.
Yeah.
And it's something difficult to understand.
Exactly, because every person goes through it differently. Yes. Like, everyone's anxiety is different. Totally different. Even though it's like a survival thing. I know. Everyone's depression is different. Some people can still function. They can be clinically depressed and still live a normal life. Yeah. But then there are people who completely shut down and, like, become, like, like, they don't want to leave their house. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to eat.
Their psyche is at such a point where they even feel weak in the bones.
Yeah. Right, so like they are unmotivated, like all that stuff, right? But everyone has their own variation of the same, right? So he was explaining this to us, and he was telling us how this one time in group therapy, he's like, because you have to take your pills at a specific time, and he's like, and all of us are like synced up, and he's like, what's really interesting is like half of us pull out our pills, and we all use the same one, and we're like, what? He's like, yeah, he's like, because he's like we talk about it. Like, some would say, oh, this works, you should try it, or this one doesn't work, you should try it.
It's like trading card game. Yeah. Well, like, except without the trading,
Yeah, but I was like, it must be so cool to know you're not alone, right? Like, to be in a room where other people are going through basically the same thing, and to have that camaraderie between each other, because like you bond over it, because you know, and you become friends with these people. It's
like you know what it's like.
Yeah, because of that. I found that so cool, and it's really interesting to meet these kinds of people.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? There was something else. There was something I want to talk about today, specifically today.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't remember what it is.
Did it have to do with school?
No, it was something else. I can't remember now.
Does it have to do with?
Does
it have to do with technology?
We trailed off.
Does it have to do with COVID? Does it have to do with sports, technology?
I mean,
environment.
Do you want to talk about
society?
Do you want to talk about how the Xbox pre-orders is gone? Sold out.
I don't care about Xbox that much.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's sold out. All. Yeah. And then Sony's pre-order just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I know.
And then it's been rather interesting because like there's like an emailing with someone for, I can't remember how the PlayStation thing happened. And then meanwhile, it's fall.
Oh yeah, it's fall.
It's fall.
It's fall. How did this happen?
I know, right?
Like
all of this started back in spring.
Literally, spring just started for me.
Actually, you know what? It's bizarre. I honestly, like, lately, now that I look at it and I put it in perspective, it feels so long ago. Like March now is starting to feel so like
if you think back to March,
I feel like March was like a year ago.
To be honest, we should be used to like having to put on like carry hand sanitizer and put on masks. And like yesterday, we were gonna go somewhere. Yeah, we did go somewhere. We were gonna go buy like some groceries or something, and we were just like, okay, let's go. And then last minute, we're just like, wait a minute, we can't just go like this.
Yeah,
I need mask. They won't let us in.
Yeah,
but we're still like, after so many years of just being able to walk outside.
Okay, you look. So today I also went to go get more groceries. Actually, we went to go get dinner yesterday, but today we went to go get groceries. Oh, yeah. So I went to go get groceries, and we're like, I'm in the store, and I was with our dad, and it was funny because we walk into the store and we're like getting food or whatever, like grabbing what we need, and then these two ladies walk by us, and they have like their masks pulled down, and I just look at them. And then one of them pulls it up to her mouth, and her friend pulls it up all the way. And I'm like, okay, great. Like, at least one of them put it on right.
At least one of you knows how to use a mask.
Yeah, I was like, it's gotta go. Like, it makes no sense if it's not above your.
No, I saw a photo from from when the Spanish flu was happening in California.
Yeah.
But like the image was taken in California.
Yeah.
And everybody's wearing the mask properly except one. And the whole comment section was just like, wow, even in that time people didn't know how to wear masks. and these people are yelling at us about this.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, and the other thing too is like the numbers just keep growing, man. They just keep going.
Like the government of Canada is saying we're already in wave 2.
They're saying that.
They're saying it.
Yeah, the problem has been is that like.
See, and then there's people who are just like, when did it stop?
Yeah. Okay. So
here's
the biggest issue has been is that we currently, I believe, at the end of this month, funding and support will stop. So now
I'm not actually sure about that, so I can't answer.
I'm pretty sure because Canada has been like supporting people, like, giving them like funds to, like, because a lot of people lost their job, and some people, they haven't been able to do all this stuff.
They also like helped businesses as well.
Yeah. So because of this, Canada's help stops as of the 30th this month, if I'm not mistaken. So essentially, what ends up happening is that,
or this.
Yeah. So essentially, overnight. Well, I mean, like, not overnight. I mean, everybody knew this was coming, but we just kind of ignored it because we're like, oh, we'll be fine. Hopefully they renew the program.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So now what's happened is that people are now basically being forced to look for a job and go outside.
Yeah. But the thing is also now, the problem is numbers have now gone back up.
Numbers are higher than they were before.
Yeah. See, like, the problem is, because, like, we had, like, stages, of course.
Yeah.
And we're now starting to receive numbers of how they looked when we were beginning stage 2.
Well, no, the numbers are starting to go higher due to the fact that now people got restless and they need to go out, right?
I know.
And the other thing too is like they opened up like certain places and like, they opened up patios at restaurants.
No, but I'm saying like the numbers are starting to look like when we were in stage 2.
Yeah. The other thing too is the fact that people are now in a position where they have to go out.
Yeah.
Like people who work, people who, they have to physically go out now.
Yeah.
And the other issue has been that because, like, we're still in this weird... honestly, 2020 is a write-off.
Honestly. Like, there's a bunch of, like, posts all over Instagram now. It's just like, if you had 3 wishes, what would it be? First wish, cancel 2020. What if 2021's worse? And we just don't know. We don't know what's to come.
I don't want to think about 2021.
And, like, this could go into 2021. We're thinking it's going
because now it's getting colder. Yeah. It's going to get worse. Anyway, I mean, in Canada.
Okay, look. So
we should go to Australia because it's going to be summer. Avoid the cold. Let's go to Australia. Also, our dollar's more there. So
literally, you could pick any other tropical place.
I mean, I picked Australia because it's most like Canada. It's not. It's like it's a developed country.
Yeah, I know.
It's basically Canada, and I actually Canada, the U.S., Britain. No, Canada, Britain, Canada, Britain, Australia, New Zealand. The 4 of them are currently in talks for a deal where we may be able to travel between them freely.
Yeah. Okay.
Which would be really cool if that falls through. Because then I can go to Australia for free, man. I'll just jump on a plane out of here.
I think you'd still have to pay for your ticket.
No, I mean, like, you'll need to ask for, like, a visa or, like, stuff like that.
No, it'd just be free, like, free commercial flight.
Yeah,
like a normal commercial flight.
Yeah, but you won't, I mean, like, in the sense of, like, you won't need a passport. You'll be able to just travel.
Like if you're flying within the country.
Yeah, kind of thing. So, like, you'll be able to freely travel between them, which is really cool. And I was like, yo, man, I'm going to just fly to Australia whenever I feel like it. Like, I know, everyone's going to start vacationing in Australia.
Yeah.
Forget Florida. We're all going to Australia.
We're all going to go to Australia.
The time zone's going to hit us hard, though. It's like 16 hours or 17 hours.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, if they don't get their fires under control, though. But, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's been an episode.
I don't know, man. I don't know where this is going. This
has been, like, I don't know what else to talk about.
Okay, look, so school is great. You know, you need to talk about your group chats on the thing.
Okay, like, I haven't actually looked through them yet. I just joined the group chat. Okay, my math class, this one guy was just like, hey guys, this is group chat, go join it. And I just joined the group chat. We haven't spoken a word since I joined. I stopped the conversation just by saying I was at it.
Wow. I think it's funny how...
I should just jump in and be like, sup.
Just dump the podcast link in there, just like drop it, just like, hey, check this out. Nope.
I think one of the kids in there has a YouTube channel or something.
Really? Did he link it?
I don't know.
Everybody's like...
I haven't actually gone to the group chat. I joined it and was just like, well, I'm probably never going to use this. But I joined it just because he kept advertising it.
He kept telling everybody in the class.
Yeah.
During the class, in the chat.
I think I might just advertise the podcast. Clearly, it's allowed.
If people are dropping their own links, I'm going to just start linking my stuff.
Just drop my Instagram. Drop the podcast Instagram. Drop the link.
Just drop the anchor link and everybody can see our our Instagram on that.
Everything.
Link.
Just everything.
Everything's there anyway. So like
they can even donate if they want.
I mean, yeah.
Like
you know what's funny? Like so okay.
See, but like I don't want my teacher to have the link.
Why?
Because what if I like one day, I just like start talking and like I go too far, you know what I mean? And then the next day she's like, "Hey Victor." And I'm just like, "I'm so sorry."
Why would it be the next day? Cuz tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
So you got like a 2-day buff.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
Either way, why would you go too far? I'd crop that out.
Exactly.
That's why we edit them.
I know. But like, what if the teacher does something kind of funny?
I mean, I guess it'd be okay to talk about. I mean,
but what if they're not comfortable?
That's not their problem.
They know it's not.
I mean, but you're not giving their name.
I could.
But you're not.
I could ask for permission.
No, I mean, but if you ask for permission, then I guess it'd be okay if they say it.
I guess that's right.
So I mean, I think it depends on how
What if I get one of my class members on the podcast? Should that be a goal?
I mean, I think it'd be really interesting
because I've never actually met them face to face.
Yeah, you physically have never met this person.
And some of these kids, I've never even seen their faces, but I know their voice.
I mean, but we've already had people we've never physically met on the pod. You know what I mean?
Yes, but like this is different because they're like my age and they're not famous.
I guess, but like
they don't have a following.
But then you're giving them a platform to get followed.
I mean, I guess, but no.
That's the.
I want to get to know at least one of them better.
Okay, so like last week we had Nate on, which is a good catch up.
Yeah, because like I haven't talked to Nate in a while.
Yeah, I mean, and put a lot of things in perspective for me as a person. Also, the way he was talking made me know that he's taking care of himself, which is nice. So there's all that. But I don't know. And we're also working on more guests, hopefully.
Oh, yes.
We're in the works.
We're in the work. I'm working.
We're in the talks, I guess.
I'm talking right now.
You're talking right now currently?
Estoy hablando.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But...
All right. I think we should cancel podcast.
You can't cancel a podcast.
No, not cancel. Cancel this episode.
No, we can't cancel that either.
Okay, we're not canceling. We're finishing the episode.
So wrap up
right now.
Okay.
This moment.
I need you to wrap up.
You're not stopping me. There's nothing holding me back.
Okay.
I got no restraints on me.
I feel like you're restraining yourself.
I probably am. You know what? Let's just end it. Okay, guys, it's been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Click that share button, share with your donkey, your monkey, your goldfish, your who knows what. Just share with everybody. Share with Russia.
Why Russia?
Because Russia, I'm pretty sure it's on the list.
I don't know if it's on the list. I don't know.
You know what? Share with Russia.
Just
literally go into like a Reddit forum that says Russia and just drop it.
Our Russia?
Yeah. Russia.
Why Russia?
Why not? It just came into my mind. I thought R and went Russia.
Okay.
You know what? That's it, guys. It's been a good one. It's been a fun one. Nice to hear all your voices.
No one can hear you.
I know. Well, yes, they can hear me. I just can't hear them.
We
could hear your voice if you release your voice or drop down your voice in Anchor asking us a question. Maybe you'll hear yourself,
Yeah.
One of these days, Boom, you're on Two Latin Brothers Podcast. How did this happen? Who
Russia
knows?
is on the list.
See, Russia's on it. Russia knows where it's at. They know Latinos have everything better than them.
This wrap up has been over a minute long.
Because I know you're going to have to edit. And there's going to be like a good minute of me going... And then,
Can you just... Come on.
Okay. This has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.